America lost a quiet giant of hip-hop on January 12, 2026. John Forté, Grammy-nominated rapper, producer, and one of the creative minds behind the Fugees' legendary album The Score, was found dead in his home in Chilmark, Massachusetts, at the age of 50. Police confirmed there were no signs of foul play, and, at the time of reporting, no readily apparent cause of death was released. His passing didn't come with noise or spectacle, but the impact hit deep. John Forté wasn't just an artist. He was a survivor, a storyteller, a father, and a symbol of redemption in American music history. Before the fame, before the fall, and before the comeback, John Forté's story began in Brownsville, Brooklyn, where he was born on January 30, 1975. Raised in a tough environment, Forté's childhood wasn't shaped by privilege, but by early discipline and music. As a young boy attending PS 327, he faced a moment that would quietly change his life forever. On a day when students rushed toward drums and guitars, Forté chose a different path, walking into the orchestra room and picking up a violin. That single decision gave him purpose, structure, and a sense of belonging. He later spoke about how music didn't just inspire him, it saved him. His talent didn't go unnoticed. Forté earned a scholarship to Phillips Exeter Academy, one of America's most prestigious prep schools, where he graduated in 1993. There, he studied classical music, fell deeply in love with Vivaldi, and sharpened the discipline that would later define his creative life. Even at that stage, he was balancing two worlds, the classical and the street, the academic and the raw. That blend would become his signature. After Exeter, Forté returned to New York City and enrolled at NYU, majoring in music business. It was there that he roomed with Talib Kweli, forming relationships that would later shape underground hip-hop culture. He eventually dropped out, choosing experience over theory, and began working as an A&R executive at Rawkus Records, right at the heart of New York's rising hip-hop movement. If you're appreciating how deep this story already runs, take a moment to subscribe. Stories like this deserve to be remembered, not rushed. Forté's big break came when Lauryn Hill introduced him to the Fugees in the early 1990s. What followed was history. At just 21 years old, Forté co-wrote and co-produced tracks on The Score, one of the most influential hip-hop albums of all time. The project earned Grammy recognition, critical acclaim, and global success. Forté also collaborated closely with Wyclef Jean, contributing to the Carnival, and appeared on major tracks like Rumble in the Jungle. In 1998, he released his debut album, Poli-Sci, a bold fusion of intellect and street realism. Though praised by critics, the album underperformed commercially, largely due to poor label support, but its artistic value aged beautifully. Then came the turning point. In 2000, Forté was arrested at Newark International Airport after unknowingly accepting a briefcase containing liquid cocaine. He was convicted and sentenced to a mandatory minimum of 14 years in federal prison. The sentence shocked the hip-hop community. Artists, activists, and public figures rallied around him, most notably Carly Simon, who became a powerful advocate and lifelong mentor. Forté maintained his innocence regarding intent, and the case became a symbol of America's harsh, mandatory drug sentencing laws. Even behind bars, Forté didn't stop creating. He released I, John, an introspective album recorded while awaiting trial, featuring artists like Herbie Hancock and Carly Simon herself. In 2008, after years of advocacy and support from Senator Orrin Hatch, Forté's sentence was commuted by President George W. Bush. He walked free in December 2008, a changed man with a second chance. What followed was a powerful rebirth. Forté released new music, toured internationally, taught at City College of New York, and composed for films, documentaries, and major platforms. He founded Le Castle, his production company, and collaborated with artists across the globe, from Russia to Europe to Africa. His later albums, including Waterlight Sound, Rhythm Drive, and his final project, Vessels, Angels, and Ancestors, reflected wisdom, healing, and spiritual depth. If stories of resilience and second chances matter to you, support this channel, because legacies like Forté's deserve more than headlines. Beyond music, John Forté's most important role was his family life. In 2017, he married Lara Fuller, a professional photographer. Together, they built a quiet, grounded life away from industry chaos. They had 2 children, a daughter, Wren Forté, born in June 2017, who was about 8 years old at the time of his passing, and a son, Haile Forté, born in June 2020, who was around 5 years old. Friends often described Forté as a deeply present father, intentional, loving, and protective. To him, legacy wasn't fame, it was family. Regarding wealth, Forté was never known for flashy excess. His estimated net worth at the time of his death was believed to be in the low to mid 7-figure range, earned through music royalties, production work, touring, teaching, and licensing. He lived comfortably but privately, with his Massachusetts home reflecting peace rather than luxury. There were no widely reported luxury car collections or extravagant mansions. Forté valued meaning over material display. His riches were measured in impact, not headlines. As for his death, authorities stated there were no signs of foul play, and no official cause was immediately determined. His passing remains peaceful but unexplained, leaving fans and loved ones in quiet reflection rather than controversy. Sometimes, legends don't exit with noise. They leave with silence and let their work speak. John Forté's life was a full circle, from violin strings in Brooklyn classrooms to global stages, prison walls, redemption, fatherhood, and lasting art. If this story moved you, subscribe, like, and share, not just for the algorithm, but to keep voices like his alive. Legends only truly fade when we stop telling their stories.